SpaceCoastDragon here, and I know normally today is when I would have my video for mods I'd like to see come to console for Fallout 4. I'm going to push that aside until next week, because instead today I am actually going to be talking about mods in general. Because recently on a video that I watched and made a comment on, it's basically about, not being able to, contain my excitement for console mods, yada yada, that kind of thing. Well, anyways, we had a reply because, that was saying that there's no way that much would be available. Won't be getting much, but nothing more than basic armor recolors and low res weapons, textures or something. Most, mods would be, quote, too intensive for consoles, and you could do mods that do cheats and stuff, but that's about it. There'd be nothing else. And the funny part that gets me with that would be due to copyright laws. Really? Copyright laws? How would that have any effect whatsoever over mods? At all. That one's just like out of left field, like whatever. Now, console hardware limitations, that is definitely a valid thing, and I definitely agree on that point. That said, with the limitations, I don't see how that means you can have nothing other than little recolors and little retextures. I mean, that's asinine to think that. You would easily be able to have new weapons and armors, environmental mods like True Storms and stuff like that. You would be able to have quest mods. You'd be able to have new companion mods. Things like that. You would easily be able to have, even with the Xbox One at its current state, or even in the PS4. Both of those. You would easily be able to have that kind of mod available. Now, that said, granted, the Ultra AD makeovers of the landscape and all the actors and everything in the game, that obviously would be a bit too intensive probably for a base Xbox One. The huge population and spawn increase mods, the settlement mods that take away all limitations, like the height and things like that. Those might be a bit much. Though even in the vanilla game, there's, of course, that easy way to get around the quote, the size limit, the amount of things you can build in the settlement by storing weapons that you drop on the ground, store them into your workshop, get out of settlement mode, go take them back out the workshop, drop them, open up settlement mode, store them again, and you keep doing that. That settlement bar goes down. And I'll be honest, I've done that a ton with my main settlements and with my base character, and I have noticed no performance drop in that settlement. So, that said, that right there tells me it can handle some mods. But, it's just, I understand, especially on the, the PC side, they just look at the consoles as completely inferior, which, granted, yes, and a lot of, they are definitely not as powerful as some of the top-end PCs. But to say that just because of that, you won't be able to have good mods, and that Bethesda was pulling the wool over your eyes by promising more than they could. And, I do get the whole Todd Howard It Just Works thing as, that running joke. But it makes no sense that you would think that there's nothing that you'd be able to do with the modding for console. That's just complete bull. And there will be decent mods available for console. And then, of course, down the long run, when the Xbox, because what Microsoft has planned is to make it an upgradable system, when you can start putting upgrades on your system, it'll be able to have those mods. I mean, there's no reason you can't. And I'm sure Sony will eventually follow suit with something similar to that. Who knows? But, the mods will be fine on console. There is nothing to worry about. There's some mods that may be a little bit too much for the console at the start, but eventually they'll be fine too. There's just no reason whatsoever to say that they won't work. on console, that mods won't work. I mean, outside of the most intensive performance testing mods, you should be fine. I'm gonna end the rant right here. But this has been SpaceCoastDragon. Thanks for listening. I hope y'all have a great day.